Yo, yo, how's it going? Alright. Just gonna give it a couple minutes, just let people sort of filter in. While I'm doing that, I'm just kind of having a look through a couple Discords, kind of getting a feel. Hey, what's up, Motec? How's it going, dude? So I'm just kind of having a quick browse through some Discords at the minute, just sort of checking if anything interesting has happened across the tokens that I follow. Nothing really to shout about, really. How you doing anyway, mate? Everything good for you? How's your week? Open that. Let's close that down. There we go. Nice, man. Was that following one of our analysts, was it? I mean, you've already made your membership back. That's good. That's what we like to hear. Nice. They're pretty cool, them guys, man. Not sure if... yeah, there we go. Okay. Let me minimize that one a second. I don't need to really see that. Okay. Alright, so we've got a couple people in. Just go into it. As you can see, I haven't really changed much on my Bitcoin chart here. Still following this range from November because it's not broken out of the range. I mean, what's happened here? So since the start of Feb, this is actually quite interesting, and I've been kind of wanting to have a play here. Okay, sort of to bring a range in. So you kind of got like if we were to do this, do it from there and bring it across. You got your range there, inside the range. You know, I was thinking of doing something like that and sort of following it, just because it's small, tiny movements. Nothing really to shout about. I mean, what is the movements here? Let's have a look. I mean, 4% movements. It's not really anything to shout about. If you're using leverage, it's not too bad. Am I actually bold? I mean, kind of. I shaved my hair off, so it's kind of I'm going thin on top, so I just shave it all off. It's a lot easier, so kind of, yeah. Right. So there's no point putting a range in here, even for that 4%. If you're using leverage, it's okay. You know, if you're doing like 200 times, for example, you could trade the highs and the lows on that range, so going up, going down, etc. But chances are you most likely get stopped out. So there was no point me putting an update out saying like there's a range here within the range, because it's just pointless. Okay, in my eyes. Now I'm still waiting for us to come down, fill this 91k out again. It's dragging it out this time. So like previously we had a nice steady climb up, and then we had a sort of semi-okay drop. You know, it hurt a few people, but not too many. Then we're kind of chopping, and then we kind of over here at like we've managed to range back up, come back down. This bit here was actually, as you all know, was actually quite evil. Okay, that candle there, and it was evil not because of what you think it would be for. Okay, but it was evil because at that point everyone had over positioned. Everyone's expecting it to go higher, now me included. You know, I'm looking at 120. I still am. Just to be clear, I'm still looking at 120. Okay, before I think we really peak, with a possibility of 150. Okay, and the reason why I say that is, I mean, previously we ranged here. Okay, we ranged for quite a while, and it was driving people insane, really, this range. You know, but that was quite on a downwards momentum range. If we really want to go there. Okay, now when we broke out of that range, okay, we've gone straight back into another range. So I don't think the bull run is over just yet. Now I want to zoom out this on the 4 hour. Okay, so up here we've got the daily, which you can see the range a lot more clearer, and then we've got the weekly up here as well, which, as you can see, we're only just now starting the range. Okay, we're holding this trend. Okay, this upper trend line, we're holding it. Okay, if we break below 93,500, hi LCAP, if we break below 93,000, then the upper trend line is broken. Okay, so then in that case we're most likely going to well, I mean, even there, like, look at that's holding okay on the weekly so far. I was actually trying to draw, let's see, can I do it? It's not quite the same, but a theoretical halfway point. Okay, otherwise it's this lower trend. If we lose up here, okay, this is where we'd be going. Now whether it's straight down or whether it's sort of down ranging as this comes up, who knows. Okay, so we really need to hold 93.5. Okay, now wick down is okay, we can't argue, we're happy for a wick down. This is an FEG, by the way. Let me there. Okay, that's a fair value gap right there. That's yet to be. I mean, it was retested, but it wasn't filled, which is interesting. Okay, so, and on the daily, you can see it a bit clearer, and then on the 4 hour, it's even less there. Okay, so at the minute I'm watching this lower trend. Okay, so this lower trend here tells us if it was to drop. So before I go back into what I was looking at, there we go. If we were just to drop now, we're looking at the bottom of the golden pocket, 86,890. That's a scary thought for a lot of people. Okay, it's like an 8k drop. Okay, but it's not that scary. Now what I'm expecting, or rather what I'm imagining, okay, because we've had a lot of choppy sideways action here, 4% up, 4% down, blah blah blah, nothing to shout about. That we're eventually, this might keep up maybe on the lower section here, and then eventually meeting about here at 91 where the trend meets the range before we see a bounce. Okay, so that's the 14th of March, halfway through next month. Let me get a vertical line. There we go. I don't use these that much. I'm going to place that there. Okay. So what I'll do is, let's colour this in. I don't use, oh no, can't do it that colour. You can't see it, can you? Right, let's do it purple, shall we? 1 pix settings. Can I add text? Yep. And then here, let's do expected bounce. Okay, let's make this dark purple, 20. The text on this is horrible, isn't it, really? Look at that. It's like, no. Can I do it bottom? Okay, that'll do. Expected bounce. At least we can see it. So that's halfway through next month. So until then, kind of just ranging. You know, we could even just come down, kiss it, and jump back up. So the other important thing to look at in terms of why I still think we're bullish is, okay, is since we put in a lower low here. Okay, so this was the all-time high here at 108, and we're thinking, okay, we've hit the top. Okay, and then we produced a lower low here. Like from here to here, everyone's like, at this point they're like, no, you know, we're going bearish. Okay, so that was a lower high, and then we hit a lower low. That was a great semicircle, wasn't it? Come on, clap for that one. So once we'd done the lower high and the lower low, that's it. Everyone's like, nah, like, you know, bull runs over, we're going down. And what happened? We produced a hiccups higher high. Okay, so we've done a higher high and a higher low. Even though this was evil, this is what caught a lot of us out, and I think it liquidated 2.25 trillion. I think it was quite a large amount, biggest liquidation event so far apparently. Okay, so it's still a lower low. Okay, so at the moment we're still producing lower lows. So until that's broke, like, how can anyone sort of say that we're not bullish? Yeah, it doesn't make sense. Now obviously at the same time we're in a range, so until we break this range in a clear direction, we've got no clear direction of where the market's going to go. Okay, so all we can do is sit on our hands basically and wait until like a direction breaks out. Obviously, you know, if you follow any good analysts, there's some amazing analysts out there that trade on shorter time frames, and they can see, you know, they send out the signals for people, which is great, you know. And if they're making you money, carry on doing it, no arguments. So like Motec turned $10 into 30, you know, 3 times his money. Nice one. So you can still do it. I mean, you're doing 4% here, 4% there, 4% here, but that's just Bitcoin. I mean, like, if you're looking at alts, which we'll go over shortly, you know, there's room to make quite a bit of money in alts. But as far as Bitcoin's concerned, like, we're still bullish, guys. Okay, there's the, let me draw this. Okay, there's the low. Okay, let's change that to an uptrend. Okay, so what's happened here? You know, you've got, there's your first, there's your second touch, there's your third touch today. It come down, it bounced off it so far. As long as it stays above that, we're dandy, aren't we? The RSI is at 36. Why is that important? Why is that important? Come on, guys, get chatting. I don't like talking to myself. It's like, you know, I want to help you guys. The RSI is important because generally when it hits below 30, that's like kind of when a lot of traders, particularly new traders, are going to start looking for positions, entries. Okay, so you can expect more buying. Now, for the people seem to think for the RSI to drop, it means that the price has to drop, but that's not entirely true. Okay, so the RSI will drop just by ranging, sideways action. Okay, so like it's one of them. Just be patient, basically. I'm expecting this is what I was going to show you. 1 second. I love ADHD. I was going to show you this earlier and then ended up getting sidetracked. I'm trying to. There we go. That will kind of do. Okay, GAMFAM. I absolutely love this tool. Right, where's the low? Trying to get the low. No. There we go. That'll do. Why not? Right, now we'll take it to the high, shall we? There we go. Still 1 pick, so I don't like the thick lines unless we have to have them. Okay, so my trend line's quite off there, really. But the 382 here, okay, is actually a bit more clear. So I've done it from all the way back then for one reason. Okay, and that reason is that was the turning point. Okay, that was the low back in 2022 to where we are now. Okay, I want to give us a clear distinction here. So looking at that, look at that, the 0.25. Didn't I draw that matching up? Not quite as well as that, but look, we're bouncing off the 0.25. This is actually quite a good level. Let me try and clean this up a little bit so you guys can actually see what I'm seeing. I didn't do what I normally do where I group. Any more rectangles? Yep, there's one. Okay, let's hide them. Text, what's that for? Oh, okay, so text I can delete. Parallel channel I want to keep, vertical line I keep that. Arrow I will keep but hide. Yeah, so my fibs I tend to keep. Let me just tie this up a little bit for you guys. I don't even know. Where's that? Is that at the top? Yeah, okay, cool. So I'll keep that. That's not in the way anywhere. And I'll keep the area of interest for now. Okay, cool. So we'll tie it up a little bit now. And let me just hide that. Okay, so it's cleared it up a hell of a lot more now. Got a nice tidy chart here, guys, so that we can actually see what's going on. Okay, so since the start of the bull run, okay, I want to point this out. So we went absolutely parabolic here. Okay, right at the start, back in January 23. We were coming up to the 0.5. Okay, that's nice. I mean, that even went up to the 618, look. Okay, so we're yet to touch the 618 or the 0.5 again. Okay. But we ranged. We went sideways, look. Okay. Now, if we draw these levels out, I'm going to draw these levels out as we go, okay? Build a picture and an overview, okay? A picture is worth 1,000 words, as they say. Alright, okay? So, that was the height, and then we flipped it, we held it, and we pumped. Okay? Let's have a look. So we haven't really retested. I mean, we retested here where we pumped. Trying to get it to snap on. Sometimes it works perfectly, and other times it's a bit of a nightmare. Come on. There. I had to do it without that selected, didn't I? Oh, I know what's stopping that now. Me chat overlay. There. Okay. And if I've got 2 though. I do. One of these days, guys, I'll be able to do this like spot on. Alright. So we retested that. And we bounced off it. Okay. So now, if we have a look at this, okay. So I kind of want to bring this to you a sec. Right, when we pumped up, we had a bit sideways, and then another launch sideways again, dip down. Okay, so we've gone up, we're having a bit sideways. We haven't had a dip down yet to retest. Okay, but that's not saying that we won't retest. Okay, I mean technically, if I zoom in, we kind of retested it there, ever so slightly. I wouldn't even really say it was a retest, but you know, is it there? There. Okay, so you got the touch, retest, and a bounce off. Okay, so that was 25. Just about 25.2, 48.9, 74. There's a very small sort of pattern here. Okay. And it's kind of like moving within 25Ks. Kind of, like in quarters, but not quite. Okay. And like what I mean by that is, so here we got 25K flat. Right, 25,200, yeah? And then it goes to 48.9. You know, it could have gone to 49. Like roughly 48.9, okay? That's what we'll say. And then here it's at 73.8. So like that's 1,100 off from 50K. This is 1,200 off from 75K. So it's kind of losing 100 as it goes on the retest. So then 100K be there. So you kind of expect a retest and a bounce there, but that's not happened because we've lost this clearly, haven't we? So it'd be 98.7, I guess. About there. Okay, so as you can see at the minute, working on that sort of pattern, we're below it, obviously. But we're not actually that far off. All we need to do is flip it. If we flip that, we're going up another 25K. So let's have a look. Okay, on the fib speed fan resistance, we're at 0.25. Okay, we're in a range. Bouncing off the 0.25 now. Okay, if we don't hit the if we don't bounce off this, we're probably going down to the 382. So let's bring my boxes back up a second. Okay, look at that. The 382 would fill the fair value gap as well. Okay, I didn't even know the 382 was there. I've been on about the fair value gap for a while. but I didn't know the 382 was right there. That would fill it, which would give us our next bounce up. Now at the same time, if we look at the 382, okay, pretty much every time, I mean, we're kind of like where it first started, that's kind of noise. I wouldn't pay much attention. I'd pay attention here because it come down for a retest. Okay, but other than that, every time it's kind of come down to the 382, it sort of wicked down below and then bounced off, and it's been fine. So for me, like I'm still overall bullish until we lose until we lose 80,000 basically. So it could come down, hit it could come down, hit 80k, wick down. I don't care if it comes. In fact, do you know what? 73. 73. If we lose 73, then like I am bearish. Now that's quite a way to go. Okay. I mean, that's 21% drop. It's not impossible to see that happen in one night, not at all. But at the same time, it's kind of that to me would indicate like we're kind of at the end of the bull market if we lost that level. Anything above that, we're still bullish. Looking at the charts, easily, yeah. There's no disagreement there, really. Like, it's obvious. Now, on a shorter time frame, obviously it'd be nice if we keep the 0.25. Okay. Let me just zoom it in so you guys can see. So there's 0.25. If we keep this, okay, that would be quite nice. So this will act like quite a hard level of support here. Okay. Yeah, consolidation, probably better word for it. There we go. Yeah, 73k. I mean, that was this one. I actually took it out because, if I'm honest, I'm undecided whether we can call that an FEG. Okay. I took it out purely for that. Okay. And it's right here on the 4 hour. Let me mark that up. Yeah, that date, and then I'll spot that as fair value gap. Now I took them out, and the reason why I took them out, okay, is because of this move here. Okay, and you can see it here as well. So I'm kind of in my head, although that's a fair value gap, I wouldn't really say it was a strong fair value gap. Yeah, I wouldn't even like. I personally wouldn't watch it. It is what I decided, okay? Because the price come up here and then it come back down, then it pumped. To me, it's not a true fair value gap. Whereas this one here, there's nothing, absolutely nothing. Okay, so it's never hit that price before. So to me, this upper one holds more weight than this lower one. This lower one's still technically valid. Don't get me wrong. It is full odds and sods a fair value gap. Okay. I mean, but for me, I'm just not watching it really. No, technically, I don't think we're in any danger hitting that. If we come down to fill this fair value gap and we hit this 382, then kind of I might relook at it, is what I'd say. Yeah, but I wouldn't really sort of say that it was. I wouldn't really say it was worth watching. Particularly like, especially if we're looking at like the way this broke down. So in the chunks are 25k. So for that to fill, that's below this. So if we lose this, then I'd say we will bearish. Yeah. As I'm talking, the price is coming down. Lovely. So, but it's hard not to still be bullish. Okay, if you're not bullish now this year, then you like I don't know what to say. I mean, nothing's ever guaranteed to stay the same ever in crypto. It's always subject to change, and you always need to prepare and expect the change, but you analyze based off historic values. So at any given moment, any analyst could be wrong. Could be. Not saying they are, they could be. Okay. I could be completely wrong. I'm looking at this fair value gap to get filled. And the stupid thing about it is I don't even have a trade to put my money where my mouth is on this fair value gap at the minute. I'm not shorting Bitcoin, and I should. I really should. I just don't like shorting. That's probably because I'm used to trading spot, so I just hold until that's filled, and then I'll probably open up. I do have a position still on ADA. I'm about $50 down on it right now because I FOMO'd in. But again, it's fine. You know, I don't see myself getting liquidated here unless something happens with Bitcoin. Okay, and I'm not on about it coming down and retesting the 91k here. You know, like it would have to come down, lose this 0.25, and sort of probably fill this long-term golden pocket to liquidate me, and then I wouldn't be very happy. No, I'll probably stop trading futures after that. Right, anyway, so that's what I kind of think with Bitcoin at the minute. I think we're just gonna plod along. Hopefully we keep this 0.25 and start climbing up, because we're just bottoming out here, really. We're not doing anything new. We're just doing the same thing, and it's getting boring. Come on, Bitcoin. Either take our money and let's all hate ourselves for a month till we jump in again, or make us money. But like, we did a range for like the best part of a year down here. I don't want to be stuck in this range again. I mean, that was a better range, admittedly, than this one. This one seems a lot tighter. You know, it feels a lot slower as well, which is annoying, isn't it? Come on, be honest. We're in crypto for a bit of volatility, not like this sleeping stuff, and then the occasional bit of volatility. Alright, let's have a look at Sol, because Sol is getting absolutely wrecked, unfortunately. But if we have a look at my last stream, what did I point out here? Long-term head and shoulders on Sol. Okay, and this level here, 128, is the point of invalidation. Okay, so that's the 50% mark. If it loses that, this long-term head and shoulders on Sol is gone. Hopefully we don't lose it. But I'll tell you something else. Look at the RSI on the 4 hour. 20. On the daily, 26. On the weekly, it's still 42. It's still quite high on the weekly. Okay. people should be buying this, but why aren't they buying it? Does anyone know? Okay. I'll give you a minute to see if you can tell me. I'm chewing a mint as well, sorry. Probably a bit rude. I probably shouldn't be chewing a mint while I'm on stream. Alright, so there was some news that come out regarding Soul, and I'm surprised no one's actually mentioned it. So I'm going to mention it now. There was basically some FUD that went round in regards to Solana and some other networks utilizing Solana. I say networks, blockchains. That basically there was a lot of insider manipulation. Okay, I'm trying to find the Reddit post I saw the other week. So I can give a bit more clear. I found it about a week and a half ago. I'm trying to find it now again on the internet as I'm talking to you guys. Basically, it involved a lot of big chains like Jupiter as well. Stuff like that. I mean, everyone's putting it down to like memes, but let's have a look. Sorry, give me a second while I try and find this, because I want to give you guys good, accurate information. I don't just want to like tell you guys it's happening because of this and then not be able to back up what I'm saying. So like, give me a second just to find. Okay, I'm gonna have to go through my browser history. When I find it, I'll put it across on the stream so you guys can see. I wish like there was a search feature for your browser history so you could filter certain things. Let's have a look. No, not that. See if anyone can find it quicker than I can. Basically, Solana and Jupiter. There's another blockchain as well. It was actually quite interesting. Okay, I don't really trade the news, as you guys know. I find news tends to be FUD, a lot of it. But this was also actually quite interesting. It was an interesting read. Come on, where is it? I should probably collate all this information so it's kind of just there at hand, so I don't keep everyone waiting. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I know Solana's awaiting an ETF, same as XRP, Ethereum, Cardano. But I don't honestly think like that's gonna have too much of an impact. Well, you never know, actually. But it's kind of something like that. You'd buy the news, if that makes sense. So you'd be buying in now, hoping that the ETF does take off. Right, no, that's going back to. Would it be around about then? I've got so far back in my history. It's what's this? Oh no, that's about manipulation on the market. So it was after that. So I've gone too far back here. But it's so much easier if I could have filtered, because I know it was a Reddit post. And I don't go on Reddit all that often, so it'd be quite easy to find if I could have filtered it. Sorry about this, guys. So while I'm trying to find this, how about some of you tell me how you're doing with your trades at the moment? How you finding the markets? Good, bad, or you having much luck? Wonder if the post got removed. I mean, it would still be in my history, wouldn't it? I mean, it was quite bad news to the point of like Jupiter actually put out a statement saying that they were gonna be investigating themselves. Come on, post has got to be somewhere. Anyone else not like going through all the history, trying to find a specific post? I do. There you go. Was this it? Yeah. Okay. This is the post. I'm gonna drop it in the stream chat. So if you guys want to have a look at that. It's basically the co-founder of Meteora was working with a guy who wrote 100 mil on Libra on numerous meme coins, including Melania and others, with basically a ton of criminal stuff going on behind the scenes. The Meteora founder is now resigned. Defi Tuna leaked a bunch of stuff. I don't know who they are. Exposing a bunch of previously trusted mainstream players in the space, all to do with Solana. These are like proper mainstream guys that sort of you and I would follow and look to. Okay. Someone leaked a bunch of stuff showing basically a lot of dodgy stuff going on behind the scenes to do with Solana, Meteora, Jupiter, and a ton of other exchanges. Okay. Jupiter said they're going to investigate themselves using a third-party company that was previously associated with FTX, so it doesn't actually look like they're doing themselves any favors there. Basically, this was posted 6-7 days ago, so let's have a look at the daily. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So yeah, 3 days before that it dumped pretty hard, and it's still dumping now. So I mean, like this here on the daily chart, okay, this is just normal. This is normal movement, okay. There's no volume. There's hardly any volume. There's a little bit of increased volume here, but there's no volume on the move down, so that's just normal regular movements. Okay, now there's increased volume as it's coming down. Okay, so that's probably the FUD there, or people trying to get out as they become aware of this. Maybe they want to get out. I don't know. Could it be the end of Sol? I don't know. I hope not, because, you know, Sol's like grown on me a little bit over the last year. I never heard of it before a year ago, but it's kind of grown on me a little bit since. I don't really particularly like all the memes. That's not my thing. But I realise for some people they like the memes, and yeah, that is part of crypto. So love it or hate it, it's part of crypto and it's going to be there. So I kind of just got to deal with it. So it's grown on me. It's a love-hate relationship. But in terms of, like, look, I mean, the RSI now on the 4 hours at 19, it's just dying. Most people would have been buying this already. You know? There we go. It's in between 19 and 20 at the minute. So it's a shame. It's a shame to see that with Sol. Okay, and it's like, it's not just Sol. It's a load of other tokens all utilizing the Sol chain. Okay. I mean, if you click the link, all the information's there. I'll bring it across. You know. So it's either going to come back down, people are going to fill it, and it's going to bounce back up, or Sol's going to die. You know. I mean, this here is correct. You know, scammers have operated in all chains. You know, as if Binance never coordinated their listings. You know, there's apparently 9 million coins hit the market on March the 1st. What's this for? They need to buy. I can't short hedge my position. Get buyback. Probably priced in. Okay. Yeah, so like, look, you know, this person here, I just dumped every single Solana token I own. Wasn't a hasty decision. I've been hearing some really shady shit about it. Like, so people are losing faith. It's got 494 upvotes, so it's not fake news. If it was fake news, you know, it'd be said and pointed out, and the moderators would probably have closed it down because it's on Solana's Reddit. Okay, the moderators on Solana aren't really just going to let fake news there, are they? Auto moderator pinned it. Do you know what I mean? Let's have a look. Hold on. Yeah, like, look, they literally pinned it and linked to this post. That's the moderators. Look. So yeah, Solana could very easily die, or it's going to do, as I shown last week, it's going to fill this cup and handle. Now, if it comes down and touches this line and bounce off, oh boy, are we going to have fun with Solana. Okay, so that's a real possibility. I mean, right now we're in for come alt season. Solana's gonna explode, mate. If that cup and handle plays out. Okay, so let's have a look. So from the top to there. Okay, move that up. Yeah, it's just my eyes. I didn't think it was straight, but it is. So yeah, currently if it rebounds, we're looking at 360. There. And the further down it goes, the higher up that goes. Unless, of course, it gets invalidated. So yeah. I mean, right, okay. So something to be aware of here, guys. Okay, so if Solana comes down to here, okay, the 128, it could wick down to the 200-day MA on the weekly, which is $95 currently. Okay, so it could quite easily wick down and then come back up as long as it closes above. Okay, that's something like, particularly if you're new, this is something you have to understand. Is it could quite easily wick down. As long as it closes above, it's fine. Okay, the wicks don't really pay. You don't pay much attention to wicks, although you do. It's kind of something you learn as you go. Okay, you're kind of looking when you're predicting. You want candle close and candle open. Okay, wicks are noise. So it could come down to the 200-day, but at 128, that's kind of, if it goes that low, that's where you want to be buying. Right now, I'd say Solana is it's prime for buying right now. The RSI is 20, guys. Okay, usually people start buying when it's at 30. Okay, you can't argue with 20, but I'm going to keep watching it for a minute. I think it's got a little bit more room to go. Bitcoin's also kind of doing its thing right now. Look, as we go down, it's always handy to keep an eye on Bitcoin. So yeah, Solana's looking good. It's not doing anything out the usual. I mean, obviously, other than what we've already discussed, increased selling pressure on the daily since that news has come out. A lot of people aren't aware of it, or a lot of people aren't really talking about it. So you know, which is a shame. Cardano is also kind of screwing me over. if it keeps going down, I'm going to get liquidated again. I will be done doing futures at that point, if that's the case, because like these markets aren't playing how they should be playing out. Or rather, maybe I'm just not trading how I should be trading, which is how I do my analysis, which would make more sense, wouldn't it, really, guys? Being honest, maybe it's me. Yeah. Currently, there's not a lot here to sort of say where it's going to bounce. You know, like again, Cardano does this. Like you can't really chart Cardano because it loses every level that you put. It just wants to do its own thing. Cardano will be Cardano. Doesn't make much sense. But there's the fair value gap here, I guess. Just see how that goes. XRP has broken out of the uptrend, gone into range. That all tokens are still looking the same. There isn't a lot, is there? If we're being honest here. But that's quite, on the daily, that's quite a key support level. Just there. So it comes, does that come across? Nah, not as well. But basically that's key support. If we lose that on XRP, we're going lower. Root, as you all know, I've got quite a bit in on Root, hoping it climbs up more. 37 on the RSI. Like these are prime buying levels, and yet people aren't buying. Why? What are we missing, guys? These are all prime buying levels. What are we actually missing that's stopping like the markets from moving? I don't know. Alright, so anyone got any tokens you want me to look at? Ether. Haha, let's have a look. It's a token I really hope does die. I don't actually even have Ether bookmarked anymore. Let's go. Ether, USDT futures. USDT futures, and then there. Okay, so I've been charting it. Again, in the range. Let me just draw these. So 33. I mean, it's still failing to take that midpoint. So as far as I'm concerned, we're gonna come back down, retest 2K. But I mean, we got to play it by level, I guess. So this sort of movement across here, all this, that's built up a little bit of support. Like there. So you kind of got to play this by level at the minute. We got the range. It's quite a big range, so you need to play it by level. And what I mean is, if we lose this here, our next level will be our next sort of support. So look, about there. If we lose that, we're going down to retest down here. Yeah, and then if we lose that, we're definitely going down. So that's kind of, if you wanted to go long, this is where you want to stagger your positions. And then I'm going to whack that up. Yes, so the RR, I mean, where are we? We're at 4, 6. So I'd say 10k. Put 10.5 for argument's sake right now. And that's 17.5 RR. You want a DCA at all those positions. If it drops below that, you want to stop out, but you want to bring that down. Let's make it a flat 15, argument's sake, so if it wicks, you've got a chance of staying in. But I mean, like, my issue for me personally, I don't know about you guys right now, but for me personally right now, there isn't any trades. So we're too high up from the bottom to really think about opening a long. We're too close to the midpoint for a long. Okay, if we cross that and bounce, then like, so if we flip the midpoint, retest it and bounce, that's a long. Okay, but at the minute we're staying below this golden pocket. So like, there's no trade there either. I mean, my indicator says it will downtrend, it's accumulating, and it's bearish. Just having a look on the. I mean, it's literally like, it's there on the weekly, isn't it? If we lose that, on the weekly, then we're kind of in trouble. But that's interesting. I don't know. What do you guys think? A wedge formation for Ether? In which case, if that's true, this is kind of where you want to start buying right about now. Like, that could actually be quite interesting, couldn't it? But like that's a weekly, so if you're buying it, buy it on spot, man. Don't go buying it on futures unless you've got the finances to prop you up. I mean, I'll leave that there for now. We'll see. I don't particularly like Ether. I think Ether's a rich man's token. I'm not rich. That's why I don't like it. Right. Any other thoughts for any other tokens? No. Nothing. That's all cool. Bit dry tonight. I get it. Not everyone wants to talk. But yeah, going back to Bitcoin, that's really what I do my analysis on, guys. I watch what Bitcoin does, and I'll go from there. Yeah, I'll have a look at Rune for you. Oh god, that don't look too good, does it? I just saw that in the corner of my eye. It was Rune you wanted me to look at, wasn't it? I mean, to be fair, that kind of looks like it's starting to bottom out. It really does actually look like it's starting to bottom out. But the RSI is still incredibly high. On the weekly, this is the funny thing, on the weekly, it's quite low. And that is really strange. I haven't seen that one before. That must have really bottomed out to do that. So like 30, 40, 50, as you go down the time frames, the RSI goes up. It's quite interesting. Short term, I'd say highly likely you probably see it come back down. Thing is, the weekly is low. Daily probably could say, yeah, I'd say you probably see it come back down and retest current support. Yeah, so it'll come down, retest that, and then possibly bounce off if the rest of the market starts to move. Because let's be realistic, it does look like the market is lining up where it actually wants to start moving now. So if it wants to actually start moving, it would make sense, because like the RSI is too low. Like if it goes much lower, like crypto's dead. I mean, it's not. It'll always recover, but you know, crypto's dead. Yeah, because I mean, Rune's lost everything. That's the only thing I can really say on Rune is watch for the retest if you're longing. Let's have a look. That'd be your first. I mean, it's approaching resistance there. So yeah, wait for the retest. I'm probably more confident it's going to retest. If not, it needs to flip this resistance. No trade at the minute with Rune for me. if I was looking at that. Okay. You got another one, El Cap? Doge. Yeah, let's have a look. Doge is pretty cool. I like Doge. Everyone likes Doge. Even Trading View likes Doge. Look. Nah, it's not doing it now. Boring. Go on. I want to see the little doggy. Yeah, so look. I've drawn two possibilities of trend lines. No, that was the old one. And then I've drawn, like, I kept that in because it looked like it was coming back in. It hit. It's the last time. I can't remember. Like, I did this on stream. When did I do this? I think it was over here. So back at the start of January, one of the streams then. It looked like it was coming back in. Hit the midpoint again. Went for the midpoint of the old range, and it failed. That would have been an epic short if you got in there. So I'm gonna close that out now. But there's the trend line, and it's followed that trend line pretty much to a T. Look, can't argue with that. So again, we're below the midpoint here. Let's have a look, shall we? Okay, so it retested there, failed. That's such a long wick. If it wasn't for that wick, I'd say enter a short to come down to 19 cents. But the problem being, I mean, to be fair, now it probably still could. 19 and a half. It's a risky short. I mean, you're in the midpoint of the channel, so I've got to respect the channels, okay? And this where like I've been wiped out before with my trades is I've not respected the channels. Like the TA there, as you can see, I did this like back here, I think, 4th of Jan, roughly. Maybe it was in one of the streams back in January. I drawn that. So the RSI is 22, which is extremely low. And if you look at it, sorry, excuse me. It's 22 on the 4 hour, 28. Ignore the entry. I'm not in a Doge position. 28 on the daily, but 45 on the weekly, which doesn't make sense. That's quite high. There's quite a high jump to go from 22 on a 4 hour, 28 on a daily to almost double that on a weekly. I think it's quite high. But yeah, weekly looks like it's retesting support. Everything looks like it's testing. See what I mean? It's all testing. So this is good for alts. This is really good, okay? Now, over in Crypto Hub, Slick Chick says she likes to follow Link to generally see where the market's going. Okay, like everyone kind of has a token that tells them where the market's going at some point. Now, I don't trade Doge, but normally Doge has done me good in telling me where the market's going to go. So if this is retesting all these supports, you know, like, look at that. You couldn't make this up. Look at that. It's already done it. It's already retested it and rebounded. Okay. So if it holds that support, it's actually quite good, you know. I hate days like today. And I'll tell you why, okay? Because one token is like, oh my god, we're going to die, we're going to zero, like it's the end. And then another token, you're like, oh damn, that looks juicy. Ooh, let's go. Do you know what I mean? Anyone else feel that? I can't even pronounce the start of your name, so I'm just going to call you Wallace. Hey Wallace. Is Whiff dead? And shortened Trump. Whiff and Trump. Let's have a look. Summarize with Doge. I think it's really good again. Spot buy. Let's go. Whiff. Let's have a look. Oh crikey! Look at that. That failed miserably. Sometimes channels don't work out. Right. Okay. So I lost the channel. But again, yeah, it's retesting. Retesting supports here, guys. This is actually good. Let me show you why. Let's go back to Bitcoin. You know what I was drawing? Right at the start. Okay. With these. And the way it's come down, it retests, bounce off. Retests, bounce off. Bitcoin, come on. Either kill us all already and puts out our misery, or it's the end of Bitcoin's run and we are going into alt season. Okay. Technically, for alt season to kick off, you need to have a sustained drop. Okay. And for the money to flow out of Bitcoin into the alts. Yeah. So if Bitcoin suddenly died down to 73k and the money started flowing into alts, that would be the start of alt season. Can we get excited over that? We could. Because I mean that's rude. How many tokens have we looked at tonight? 3 or 4 different tokens. Yeah. Ether, Rune, Doge. They're all testing previous supports. Okay. And like, what I mean by that is like it's so with here come out January. This retesting last year's support. Yeah. So from what I've been looking at tonight, I'm kind of confident to say that the bottom. Oh, just delete the candles. Who needs the candles? I don't need the candles. I can tell you what it's going to do without reading the candles. Dickhead. I need the candles. Like it's a. Alts go up if Bitcoin is dying, but at the moment if Bitcoin goes down, the alts do too. How does this work out? Okay. Yeah, so that's a good question, okay? I'm trying to think how I can explain this. Okay. So, in a Bitcoin bull season, okay, I'll have a look at the Tether in a minute, Wallace. In a bull season, Bitcoin is the dominant force, okay? In fact, let's get up Bitcoin dominance, okay? Bitcoin dominance, please. Thank you. Okay. Remember when I called the alt season trap? And everyone was like, no, it's not a trap, and this, that, and the other. And then what happened? $2.2 trillion got liquidated. Sorry. I'm going to leave that there, because, yeah. I called that, guys. No one believed me. It's when everyone gets excited that alt season's going to happen. They put too much money in. what happens? You get trapped. I did that on a stream as well last month, I think. Yeah. Right, so this is the target, okay, that I drawn at the same time as I did this alt season trap. Okay, so let's have a look at dominance, shall we? Okay, target was 61.8. What's happened? Now it's kind of wicked up, so like the same as when I do my channels, it's noise. Okay, this is just noise. This will drop. Look how high the RSI is. Yeah. What would have been bad news is if this wick closed inside this. That would have been bad news, but it didn't. Okay, I actually quite like this. I don't know why that reflects across like that, but hey. Alright, RSI 63, 64. So 63 on a weekly, 64 on a daily, 71 on the 4 hour. It's all quite high. Okay. Now, I'd say what we want to do is see a successful flip here for it to continue. Okay, but look, it's uptrend, it's overbought, and it's bullish. Okay, so the MACD is showing bullish, the RSI is showing overbought, and the current trend is in uptrend. So we can tell that anyway by looking at the chart. Okay, but yeah, I don't think this is going to go much higher, guys. Honestly, don't. Not at this point, unless Bitcoin's run is not over. And I have been saying this for a while to people. Okay, is I don't think Bitcoin's run is over. I'm expecting at least 120 on Bitcoin. It would be nice. Now, for that to happen, okay, Bitcoin needs to stay the dominating factor. For Bitcoin to stay the dominating factor, it needs to suck the money, as much money as it can, out of the alts. Why? Because we are not having fresh money brought into the markets. We're not. I like, when was the last time fresh money actually come into crypto? And when I say fresh money, I'm not on about like I'm not on about like people that are already in putting more money in. Okay, because like people like you and me that we're doing crypto, we're happy to put money in and keep investing because like we want to see a return. We're already in it. Okay, that's not what I call fresh money. Fresh money is I'm on about your 5 friends at work. Yeah, are they buying in? They've never bought in crypto in their life. They still think it's a scam. Are they going to buy in? That's fresh money. Okay, and I don't think we've seen it yet, which is why the alts are draining. It's why the alts aren't doing what they should be doing. Okay, because the money's got to come from somewhere. Let's have a look. Hold on, coin market cap. Okay, let's have a look. All crypto. No, what am I looking for? Let's have a look at Bitcoin, see if it shows. So it's still like the overall sentiment on coin market cap is 80% bullish with 20% bearish. With a bearish price prediction. That's actually funny. Okay, what am I looking at? Market cap here, 1.84 trillion, 1.83 trillion, right? In fact, hold on, I don't even need to do that. I can just go to let's open up this one. All right, so yeah, with WIF, just very quickly, with WIF, I think it's kind of, you know, everything's finding support at the minute. retesting support. Wait and see what it does. Now look, this is interesting. See this money bleeding out, and there's a hell of a lot of volume overall, all across crypto. This is the crypto total market cap. On the 4 hour, there is a lot of volume. And again, it's bleeding. 27, 35, 51 on the weekly, still quite high. So if the weekly was going to drop, test the baseline, 2.7 trill flat, I think. Yeah. That's like down here somewhere. Probably see support on the 200. So the crypto total market cap, is the overall amount of money that is in crypto. Okay. We haven't had fresh money coming in, guys. Okay. That's why Bitcoin is ranging, because it's still Bitcoin season. It's still Bitcoin season. Alright, can you understand that? So because it's still Bitcoin season, we're not having fresh money coming in. So without the fresh money, how are we going to have an alt season? That's silly, by the way. Of course we're going to have an alt season, just not yet. Okay. Now, saying that, this is where USDT comes into it as well. Okay, this is kind of like where it all ties up. Let me get USDT. Let me put the total over it. USDT, USDT, USDT. Okay. So look at that. Told you it was going to go up. That was in January as well. That's when I stated about the alt season trap. Same time, same stream. Go back, look it up. Yeah. People screaming for alt season. It's just not there yet. But it's close. It's very close. You can tell because a lot of alts are starting to bottom out, like completely bottom out. It's scary. Right, so going back to your question anyway. Sorry, El Capo. When Bitcoin starts dropping, it either goes into USDT when people are cashing out, in which case Bitcoin drops, alts drop with it, because this is where I was going with it all. Okay, so Bitcoin sells out, goes into USDT. Okay, so USDT then either goes into Ether. Okay, where's Ether? I don't have it up. Let me get it up so I can do this visually as we go. Come on, Ether. I don't actually like Ether. I just say it's going to go into Ether because it's the second market cap where most alts are. Currently still has the deciding factor until Cardano wins it all. Okay. Right, this is old. I don't remember drawing that range, but okay. That was a while ago, wasn't it? Holding true. Right, alright. Sorry, just look at this slot. Did I? Yeah, I went through Ether tonight, didn't I? Yeah, cool. Okay. So, when money's coming out of Bitcoin, okay, it's gonna either go, it's got to go into USDT first. Okay. So either goes from USDT back into Ether or it comes out. Okay, so these are sorry, bloody throat. These are the three. Sorry, 1 second. Sorry about that. Still losing my voice. These are the three that you guys want to bookmark, okay? Bitcoin, Ether, and USDT. Okay, when you see it coming out of Bitcoin, then you want to have a look at USDT, or you want to have a look at Ether. Okay, if it's coming out of Bitcoin and going into USDT, then that means people are cashing out. They want to take their money. Okay. If it comes out of Bitcoin and goes into Ether, it means that all of a sudden people are more, they have more faith in altcoins. Okay, so this is why people are looking at Ether to try and signal when the altcoin season's coming. Okay. Now, obviously, if it goes into USDT dominance is going to rise. USDT is going to rise. Well, no, it won't, because it's stable coin. What am I on about? Chatting shit there. Sorry. But Bitcoin dominance will also rise. Okay, Bitcoin dominance will rise as people cash out. Okay, so this is where you want the total market cap. So the total market cap shows you just how much money there is in crypto. Okay. I just set it out with 3 time frames on one screen. So just up here, top right, you can choose whatever layout you want, up to 16 layouts if you want. I think you've got to pay for it on a certain thing. I don't know. I've got the premium version. I don't think I'll get premium again. I don't think it's worth as much as you pay for it. I just don't, personally. If you've got the money, then yeah, sure, go for it. You know, it makes things easier. If you don't have the money, you generally don't actually need to pay for Trading View. I'll go against it, to be honest, paying for it. Till you get the money, and then once you've got the money, go for it. Why not? Bit of a conundrum, that one, isn't it? But yeah, as I said, you're welcome. Money comes out of crypto, it comes out of the crypto total market cap. Bitcoin dominance will rise because Bitcoin is the dominant crypto. Okay. So for example, right now there's 2.96 trillion in crypto. What was it on Bitcoin itself? It will tell you on coin market cap. 1.94 trillion. Okay. So if there's like, we'll round it up at 2 trillion. Okay. For argument's sake, here's 2 trillion on the chart so you can see. Okay. There. Yeah. Everything below that is Bitcoin. Everything above that is alts. Okay. When you put it into perspective, this is Bitcoin. Hold on, let me do this a bit better. I can never get it straight. Alright, let's make this yellow for Bitcoin. There we go. Yeah. And then currently we are here now. Let's make this white. Now we've got a nice little cheesecake. So square cheesecake. That's alts. Okay. So obviously the money's not just going to come straight out of alts, because it'd be a nightmare then, wouldn't it? Like, but as you can see, there's like only a third of the market really in alts. So why are people screaming for alt season? Why? What you got to see, okay, for alt season to actually kick off is for the money to come out of Bitcoin, okay, and into Ether. Okay, goes into Ether because of the ERC20 network. Would that be the correct way of saying it? Who cares? Right, so once it goes into the Ethereum network, it can then filter into all the wonderful alts on Ethereum. Okay, same as Solana. Okay, because, you know, let's face it, Solana is, it's rivaling Ether, just with shitty memes. Sorry. Now, if it comes out Bitcoin into USDT, people are cashing out. No one's interested. They don't want alts. They don't want Bitcoin. They just want their cold, hard-earned cash. Okay, so I hope, bit of a long-winded way of going around it, all capo, but I hope that sort of helps clarify your question. So, like, if Bitcoin's dying and alts die, then why would alts go up if Bitcoin goes down? Okay, so if Bitcoin goes down and alts go up, it means it's coming out of Bitcoin going into alts directly. Yeah. If it's coming out of Bitcoin going into USDT, everything dies. Does that make sense? To summarize it. Cool. Now, one thing to bear in mind, USDT is very high on the RSI. Okay. Called the alt season trap, and that's what it was. That was a perfect trap. Okay, so people overinvested in alts, and let's look at it live on this. People overinvested heavily in alts. Yeah, and then it died. It was a trap. Now we're retesting trend lines. We're retesting supports. Okay. What we need to see, okay, forget Bitcoin dominance for a minute. Okay. What we need to see is USDT start coming back down, because that means, okay, that would mean that people are buying alts. But reality is it's still nowhere near as high. 8.5% there? What was its peak? Oh, wow. 9.4% was it? Really? Yeah, wow, okay. When was that? 13th of June 2022. Right before the run. It's interesting. Do you know what? I'm going to level it out there. Okay. 9.4%. Look at the date. 6th of June. Okay, why is that important? I mean, it's not really important, but why is it relevant? Let's have a look. November 2022. November 22. 19th of June there. Yeah. No. That's important. That's relevant. I wouldn't say it was important, but it's relevant. Okay. So, in June 2022, when Bitcoin was dropping in its bear season, okay, USDT was double what it is now. Like it was there, 9.4. What was the lowest? Wondering if we can. Ooh. This could be nothing. I like looking at stuff like this. You got W there, and then it shot up, didn't it? Let me prefer doing this. Hold on. Got your W's, and then it moonshotted. Yeah. We don't want this to moonshot, do we? Oh, that wouldn't be good, would it? No. Don't give us that moonshot there. No, not yet. Thank you. We want a decent run, but that's scary. That's worth kind of worth watching, I guess. But there was a little kink here, which might save us, you know. Kink, yep, maybe. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there at the minute. Interesting to see that the low was it's only 4% more than what it is now. But it's in an uptrend, overbought and bullish. I don't think we're cashing out yet. I don't think people are cashing out yet. But then saying that, they kind of are. But we're retesting supports, we're retesting trend lines right across the board here. 6 days, 1 hour for the weekly. If we lose this line, we're coming back down. Okay, so for clarification, hey, you're welcome. Let's move it across. So I always go back to Bitcoin because Bitcoin is going to tell you before anything else. Okay. So like yeah, see how now we're bleeding. Okay. So 0.25, so 0.382. If that doesn't wick back up, or maybe if it goes on to, we got 54 minutes, okay? So 54 minutes for the next 4-hour candle close, which will be the daily, okay? If we do not wick back up above that 0.25 in the next hour, we're definitely coming down to that range low, which I've been waiting for ages. It's just doing my head in. And then kind of see what happens at this level. Maybe. Right, anyway, there's a lot of I see. Yeah. Ooh, I like that. Ooh, I don't like that. Going on. I don't kind of like just sitting staring at the charts doing that, because it's not informative for you guys. I try my best to explain it best I can, and perhaps maybe I should try and put together some sort of structure. I don't know. How do you guys normally feel comfortable in the streams? Because for me personally, I prefer it when people sort of talk, ask questions, and then I'm happy to answer them, right or wrong. If I'm wrong, correct me. I'd love it. You know, it's but yeah, kind of. I'm not one to just sit here looking at charts in front of people without some sort of interaction back, because it's boring for you guys. I think boring for me. So, on that note, I will say is, unless you have any questions or anything you want me to look at, I'm probably gonna just call it there. It's 11 o'clock for me. I don't mind staying up later, but I kind of just want a bit more interaction if you want me to stay on. It's up to you guys. Yeah, no, that's fair enough. Not going to argue with that. I mean, that's the main goal, isn't it? Kind of cover the basics of what you guys want to look at. So cool. On that note, definitely going to be streaming every Monday, 9:30, and I will record the sessions. If I can hopefully get affiliate, then Mondays will be for subscribers only, and then I'll do a stream on Fridays as well for everyone. Big question small timers are asking is, we saw the market go down significantly around that time of the year, and now everyone is talking about the bull run, but I'm more cautious of the price correcting. Could you clarify that a little bit, Wallace? Bit confused. So you say you saw the market go down significantly around that time of the year, but what time of the year is that? Now everyone is talking about the bull run, and why are you cautious of the price correcting until summer again? Just curious. Also, like, I just don't understand what you mean mainly by I saw the market go down significantly. Okay, between February and April, and then people basically said, well, just wait for September again. Yeah, I mean, let's have a look. February, April. Well, last year, February, it went up to March, and then from March, it was just basically sideways. And that's kind of where people lost sort of hope. They were like, oh, just wait, just wait, just wait. Historically, February, March are always good times of the year. Let's have a look. So yeah, is February, March. February in 23 was horrible. But from March it was good. January, February, March, April. Yeah, January and February 23 pretty good. I mean, it all depends, doesn't it? So, I mean, I don't know how to describe that. You can only go off history. Okay, so February this year, which is there, is all red. We can try and coincide it with when was it? Is it here? No, that's March. Where was it? Sure, I saw February somewhere. No, okay. So like January last year was all red, and then February pumped. So maybe we're like a 13-month cycle, I guess. Which is actually, have you guys heard of the 13-month cycle within crypto? So you guys know that there's like technically if there was only 4 weeks in a year, there'd be 13 months in a year. Yeah, so if there's 4 weeks in a month, there would be 13 months in a year. Okay, and then if you look up a 13-month cycle for Bitcoin, crypto, it's quite interesting. It's quite hard to find as well. So okay, so that was. I'm just trying to see if I can find it. So like, there's this which was posted 4 months ago. I haven't actually looked at this Reddit post. No. No, that's just talking rotation cycles, not actually timelines. I'll dig it out. I'll try and dig it out for the next stream. It's quite an interesting read. Goes into some real sort of conspiracy sort of stuff as well, which is pretty cool. Oh, you went through FTX as well, did you? Yeah. Ukraine and Gaza, I don't think had that much of an impact. In crypto specifically, I don't. I don't know. It's hard. It's hard to say. There we go. Let's have a look. But yeah, I mean, we'll see. We've got 46 minutes. We'll see how this goes. But yeah, as I was saying, Mondays, once I get Twitch affiliate, I can do like subscriber only streams. So if you're a subscriber over in Crypto Hub or your own relevant Discord, I can do subscriber only streams. And then for everyone else, it'll be Fridays that I do streams for. But yeah, keep you all updated, and yeah, thank you very much for watching. So I'm gonna call it there though, guys. Oh, you're welcome. Anytime. As always, if I'm in your Discord or what, like if you haven't found me through Discord, by the way, and you just joined through Twitch, there's links in the description. If I'm in a Discord with you guys and you guys have got a question, just feel free to tag me, and I'm always happy to answer. So yeah, stay informed, trade smart, and play safe. Peace out.